And it gets crazier. We are on a 15-minute break. Got to get back into the courtroom very quickly. I sat at 12 o'clock directly in Kelsey's line of vision. I watched her testify. I watched her deny that Tory threatened to shoot her. I watched her confess that she lied to the police when she said that. The reason why she was lying to the police, the investigators, is because she wanted to protect herself. OMG. The rest of the testimony that we just saw in the after lunch session was a prosecutor holding on for dear life to a recording between her, a police investigator, and another LA County prosecutor, and Kelsey, and just replaying that recording and saying, Kelsey, didn't you say this? And Kelsey saying, I did. Kelsey, is that true? And Kelsey saying, no, I lied. Did the LA County prosecutors give Kelsey immunity? I think so. They did, didn't they? That's what I reported this morning. That's what I saw in this courtroom. Does Kelsey sound like a believable witness? No. Is Tory Lanez accusing her of being the shooter? Yes. I'll tell you something. That jury, most of them, it looked like they had their mind made up. I don't know which way, but they saw that person say that I lied about all that to protect myself. They're going to hear that there was gunshot residue on her.
Every time I think we're going to get away from this topic, it comes back up. And I guess it is relevant now, but sit your podcast down. Hello world. G's in the building. Is it Reek or Murder Reek today?
I don't know. I got to decide.
Okay.
Might be Murder Reek.
Maybe Murder Reek's in the building today. Maybe not.
When we're right.
In the building.
When we're right, I kind of turned it down a little bit because like, hey, we told you.
Listen. So, okay, let's address.
We don't
this
know if we're right
front.
yet.
Right. Let's address this. Let's address this. He could have paid her off. She could have some incentives we don't know about. But I'm just saying this. I 1,000% am on the protect Black women. They're the least protected group in the world. I come from Black women. Much love and respect to all Black women everywhere. It at least appears as though she lying. And we have to respect the other Black woman involved in this, the ex-best friend, and respect her opinion because she said she lying. I mean, she lied on, she went on Gail and lied. We was never talking. She said that's not true. Apparently, she took Tory from her when she got sick with COVID. That's just foul in general. Hot girl summer. That shit ain't okay. But okay, fine. But that testimony, man, y'all have a clip of it in front of the video we have here, man. It's bad. It's real bad. And all I'm saying is, if it comes out that she did in fact lie, y'all better bury her like you buried everybody else. That's all I'm saying. Equal opportunity. We want equality. You equally trash her like you would trash anybody else for lying like this and making this shit up. I'm not saying she did lie. All I'm saying is the story seemed weird in the first place. It's getting weirder, and now the quote-unquote eyewitness ain't really a witness for you. Yikes.
And it was coming from like this. It wasn't even Tory's lawyers yesterday that was questioning her yesterday. These were Meg's lawyers. So it can only get worse. Like
the prosecution goes first, by the way.
Right.
That's how,
the prosecution
in
goes
court,
first.
The prosecution goes first, and that's how it works. The defense is after that. So
right. This isn't looking too good for Megan. Like her friend later came out and said basically like everything I told the cops was a lie. I don't remember any of this. I didn't see Tory do this. I didn't say I did this. Like she pleaded the fifth. People got their conspiracy theories. Oh, Tory paid her off. I mean, when you plead the fifth and you already got immunity, like I don't think people understand. Like the fifth, you're not protecting somebody else. You protect
only
yourself.
protects yourself.
That's
Only
it.
yourself.
Mark Furman's probably the most famous Fifth Amendment person ever. So nobody's gonna sit there and say, "Oh, he's protecting OJ." Protecting himself. Megan, all the stories you had, because I know a lot of people getting upset, especially you saw some black men on Twitter saying like, "Oh, they're playing the whole card and trying to get black men against her." Like, first of all, black men aren't running the courtroom, and two, the strategy is to show that. So she's denied messing with several people, not having any type of relationship with any of them, and is showing that, okay, well, if she would lie about that, what else would she lie about?
Exactly.
And it's not, it's not, and it's the thing that's important to note, it's not her being a hoe, if that's what you think is being said, doesn't necessarily help or hurt the case. It's more so the lying. If you're lying, now it's about credibility of the witness. How valid is this witness? Oh, here are 4 things they've lied about. Oh, maybe they aren't as credible as we first thought. Maybe there is something that, we should be looking a bit deeper into, because clearly the story has not fallen the path does not seem clear from the beginning. And I just think Kelsey, the friend, right? This is somebody who knew you before Tori. If that's not going to be your star witness, then I mean, who is?
She was the third party in this situation. So, she's pleading the fifth and things like that. And based on her story, it seems like she has more motive. If anybody, nobody knows who shot whatever shot. But the motive would seem more like Kelsey than Tori, because she's finding out, according to the testimony, she's finding out that Meg was messing with Tori right then and there.
Right.
So, that she has more motive to be more angry. Like, they make it seem like, well, Megan said, well, your music is trash. And he's like, oh, well, dance, bitch. Like, that's the whole Megan thing.
That was the statements that were provided.
It's like, he's like, oh, my music is trash, dance, bitch. And you start firing like Yosemite Sam. But it's like, I don't think it's like.
we did say it felt like a scene out of Harlem Nights, that they really got back there and that's how it happened. That seemed like, that's a comedy, guys. Like, this is what happened for real? That's verbatim what happened?
Right. And then, like, Megan's story keep changing. First, her back was turned. Then she saw Tori. She making it seem like when on Friday, like when Craig pulled the joint out on Debo, like this is what Tori was like, oh, damn, bitch. And then they're like, nah, I didn't see him. My back was turned. Then I turned my head and I saw it. Like, it's like her story switched several times since this happened.
I blame her attorneys, man, because it's like you as an attorney, you got to know all these little bitty inconsistencies are going to add up, especially
if you can't count on the witness, you don't put her on the stand. Number one, if you should know that, like, it is not her attorney, it's just the prosecution. They should know better. If they don't know, they have a clear story. There should be no surprises. That's why when the one guy who's been doing the dropping the videos after the case has been dropped, after they have like breaks or whatever, he was saying like, yo, it's a bombshell. That's a bombshell, because you should know what's coming. That's your witness. You prep that witness. You talk to them what they're gonna say. When I say this, you're gonna say it like this, not like that. I mean, this is
yeah, I mean, we can't, a lot of people are trying to play the card. Oh, she's just, she was in shock. She's a young rapper. It's like, man, she did a whole campaign about her college degree and how smart she was, and it ain't adding up to me, man. I mean, who knows what could happen? There's a lot that could happen, but it's just these small little things, as inconsequential as they seem, they add up to the bigger story, and you're looking real sus right now.
Yeah, very sus.
Very
sus.
I don't know. I just feel like if she wouldn't have lied in the beginning, if she went on Gail and said, you know what, yeah, he fired too, but like we messed around and we probably got a little too drunk that night, whatever. Because no matter what happened, right? I don't think even if she was like, yo, even if she did say she hit him and they got into nothing, if she had told the truth up to that point, no one would have said it was warranted that he shoot you. I don't think anybody would be like, oh, because he found out about the other girl. The other girl found like nothing she could have said that she told the truth would have been warrant for you shooting him. Outside of you like trying to kill him, even then may not have been enough, right? And they think that he had a reasonable chance to get away, right? Nothing would have been like, oh man, that makes it okay. I think the problem I have with it is that you go to social, you go on Gale, you try to continue this narrative of it happened just like this, and you deny every little piece that you probably could have copped to at some point. That's what makes you question the whole thing. Because again, I think Tory's a wild dude, and all short guys I think had that Napoleon complex. It seems really dumb. He just pulled out a gun and shot you. That just don't make sense. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it happened exactly how you said it. But the lying each step of the way was like, you kind of, this isn't going well for you. It's not going well for you. It makes me feel like I can't trust anything you're saying, which unfortunately is I think where we are now. It's just, what part of the story can we believe? I don't know. I don't know.
Right. That's the angle that people see. That's the angle that people don't see. Like Meg is, since the beginning of this, has changed the story. She's lied about being involved with people that she's been involved with. So she's lost credibility throughout this whole process.
For
And
no
I don't
reason
think
too.
people for no reason. Like, you didn't have to lie. So it makes it seem like what's the point of doing all this if it went like you said? Because if it went exactly how she said it went, it'd have been no reason to lie, and everybody would have had her back. But because it seems fishy and there's all these moving parts, looks better for Tory.
That it does. Again, I protect all Black women. I believe that. But if this is the case, something different happening.
Tory doesn't look too worried going in and out of that courtroom.
He hasn't looked worried
With
this
his
entire
son, right?
time.
With his son.
Brought his son to come watch. Like he just felt like
he was moving real comfortable ever since it came out. Like surprisingly comfortable. Like that was like, yo, bro, something going on. But it's just tough, man. It's tough to be caught in the middle of this like irrational war of people not looking at the actuality of it and going into like the feelings of like, oh, well, it's the victim and she's being treated like this and she's the victim. It's like, let's wait until all the information comes out because it ain't really looking good. And you making some crazy takes right now that you're gonna look back on.
The takes are crazy. I'm not saying you can pick a side and say I still firmly believe that Meg's right. That's fine, but you can't ignore the fact that she has lied. She has misled. She's created a narrative that's not necessarily 100% true. That's just what it is. And then you can't then discredit the friend. Because you can't say, I respect what she had to say, I want to protect Black women. What about her? Like, she has her own theory of what happened, her own opinion, her own experience. That should be listened to and valid. Clearly it was valid. The prosecution wanted her to be a witness. They cared about what she had to say too. So, like, I just feel like you got to be careful to hop off that, what hill you going to die on, man, because this is not one I would hop on, man. It is not. My last take on this, I've asked this before. Now we seemingly are getting closer to maybe this being the actuality. If it is found out that she's lying, what happens to her next? First off, are there any legal ramifications from this? I don't know. Maybe not. Are there any changes, shifts in how she's perceived in the industry? Will she lose fans? Will she be in obscurity? Like 6ix9ine now, no one listens to him. He just doesn't get views and listen. No one cares. He's doing a podcast. That's how irrelevant he's become. So like, I don't know who watches those podcasts either. I guess people want to watch people who troll all the time. I guess I don't know. But what happens to her if it finds out that she's you said what?
I don't think she disappears because I think she's in the city girl category, and all she gotta do is make twerk music, and people won't give a damn.
I don't think people really liked her for her music. Like, I think like she's like, when you think of the female rappers now, like, you don't think Meg anymore.
Like, so who do you think now? I mean,
you think Cardi, Glorilla,
like,
yeah. Gorilla's
you don't really think
right now.
Yeah, you don't really think Meg. Like, she's you know her from like twerking and Tory.
She was in She-Hulk also. That was cool.
Oh, was she?
He
Yeah.
said, "Was she? Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
She ate the pig."
it happened.
Okay, it did happen, right? Fair enough. Well, I mean, well, like I said, I do agree. I don't think she's gonna go anywhere. I do think she will lose some popularity. I just think that should happen. I don't know if it will, but I hope it does because I just feel like
Well,
Nah,
it's just
I think it might
she'll
be.
have a.
I think. Go ahead.
No, I was
I
just
was.
trolling. I said she'll have a Young Miami breakdown and then she'll be fine.
Yeah, she might have to find an old rapper because I think it all depends on the industry personally. Because you already saw people distancing themselves from Meg earlier this year.
I did notice that. Like some people that feel like they were in the know were kind of just like, this don't sound right.
Yep, let me unfollow her now.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I didn't notice that.
It's almost like they know something that like we didn't know. it's like oh,
100%.
this ain't gonna be good for Megan. It's like, girl, Rihanna was like, yeah, I don't think you can model our clothes anymore. Let me
Right.
go
Like
ahead and get out of this.
if she believes your side 100%, she should be like, "Oh, you gonna model everything?" She said, "No, we're going the other
right.
way."
Or right. She ain't even wait for the trial. Like, we just gonna do this now. Drake, all them people like just took themselves